Yoga at Tiffany's LLC disclaimer. Please consult your doctor before beginning any exercise. The most important thing is your health, so be present, careful, safe, and have fun. Begin standing in Tadasana. Stand up nice and straight. And inhale, reach fingertips skyward. Exhale, hinging at the waist, fold forward. And allow your head to hang. Push through the tops of the hands. Inhale, half lift, reaching through the crown. Exhale, plant your hands and step your feet gently back into high plank. Micro bend in elbows. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, stacking elbows over wrists. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Come into an inverted V shape, pushing actively through the palms, pushing the shoulders away from your ears. And invite the heels down. Maybe pedal the feet one at a time. Really stretching the upper body away from the hips. So start to engage every part of you, from the tips of the toes to the tips of the fingertips. And breathe, yogis. On an inhale, reach the right toes skyward, keeping the hips level to the mat. Exhale, draw that right knee towards the back of the right arm. And hold. Inhale, reach the right toes skyward again, three-legged dog, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. And exhale, draw the right knee towards the inner or outer left arm. And again, inhale, reaching the toes skyward. On the third exhalation, dome out the back, draw the knee towards the chin, and then gently release the right foot. Lower the left knee, untuck the left toes, and come into Anjaneyasana, crescent moon. So reach the palms skyward, maybe press them actively together, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, drawing the front heel towards the back knee and the back knee towards the front heel, awakening the prana, the life force, that energy that gives us everything that we have and keeps us everything that we are. Exhale, frame the front right foot, plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and then keep the legs straight if you can, and reach the right toes skyward. And release the ball of the right foot gently down, and come back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now with intention, draw the left toes high. Exhale, draw the left knee to the back of the left arm and hold. Breathing. As you exhale, come back into inverted V and inhale, left toes skyward again. Exhale, draw the left knee to the top of the right arm. Very challenging, yogis, so keep breathing through, stay connected with the breath. Inhale, left toes skyward. The third exhalation, dome out the back, draw the foot to the front between the hands, lower the back right knee, untuck the toes, Anjaneyasana on the left side now. If you press your palms firmly together the first side, do so on the second, trying to embrace balance and symmetry. And breathe, drawing the front heel towards the back knee, activating Mula Bandha, engaging the abdomen, tucking in the front ribs, lifting through the heart, but keeping soft shoulders. Exhale, frame the front left foot, root down into the hands, tuck the back toes, and then keeping the left leg straight, try to draw it up into three-legged dog. Exhale the ball of the left foot down gently, and come back to your inverted V, downward facing dog. Keep the spine as straight as possible, and then ripple up into a high plank. Lower down to Chaturanga Dandasana, and inhale, scoop the heart forward and up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, slink through to downward facing dog. And breathe. Steadiness of mind, steadiness of breath. And slowly tiptoe, using your hips to lift your feet off the mat, really putting weight into your hands and building the shoulder strength. Meeting in half lift and then forward fold at the top of the mat. Give a little head shake, shoulder roll, anything that feels good to you. And as you inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. The very tippy top, lift your head and breathe here in Tadasana, palms facing forward. Really ground through all four corners of the feet. Micro bend in the knees, lifting the quadriceps. So flex your thigh muscles to activate the kneecaps lifted. A little bit of bend in the knees, drawing the tailbone to point down to the earth, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And breathe. On the inhale, prepare. Exhale, release. Inhale, fingertips sweep skyward. Exhale, swan dive, reaching your palms and your fingertips to the sides. Hinging at the waist, relax your neck in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. Inhale, roll to the tippy toes. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. And inhale, scooping forward, upward facing dog. Rolling over the toes. Exhale, pivot hips back, downward facing dog. Keeping breath, keeping connection, steadiness. Inhale, right toes skyward. Exhale, draw the right knee into the abdomen and plant the right foot. Lower the back left heel, come into warrior one foot posture. So come standing, sweep the arms high. You do have an option also to keep your hands at heart center on your hips, or pressing palms together, whatever helps you feel stability, collectedness. And on your exhalation, spiral your heart to the side. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. And exhale, open to the left now. Inhale, reaching fingers skyward. Exhale, settle in, pushing palms together. And then when you're ready, hinge forward at the waist, plant your hands and step your right toes back and up to three-legged dog. And your choice, 3 or 4-legged vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips come high, pushing through the palms. Draw the big toes together, and when you're ready, inhale the left toes skyward, keeping the hips low and level. As you exhale, draw that left knee towards your nose and step the left hand at the top of the mat. Lower the back heel and come into warrior one on the left side, the second side. If your palms were apart for the first side, keep your palms apart on the second side and breathe. Inhale, spiral to the left first this time. And as you exhale, settle into the twist. Nothing forced, everything invited. Inhale, reaching the palms and the fingertips high. On the next exhalation, spiral your heart to the right of your space. Inhale, fingers back up. Exhale, settle back into warrior one, hips facing forward. Exhale, hinge at the waist, plant your palms, root into the back right ball of the foot, and inhale the left toes skyward, three-legged dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Slowly lower to 3 or 4-legged vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, pushing through the tops of the feet, keeping the thighs and knees elevated. Exhale, downward facing dog. Upside down V, keeping the back nice and long, shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly come down to your knees. And settle yourself so that your wrists are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. When you're ready, push up and come to Ustrasana. So a little bit of a camel back stretch. We'll put our palms at the sacrum, the base of the back, and just anything organic. Just give a little bit of a gentle stretch. Sometimes this can be amazing feeling for some, and sometimes it can be a little challenging. So just never force anything. Invite the body to open up. A little back bending. And then slowly rest your bottom on your heels, crawl your hands out, and come into melting heart pose, Anahatasana. You have an option to rest your forehead on the mat, maybe roll your forehead and sway your upper body from side to side, really opening up the underarms and the side body. And breathe here. Slowly hinge forward onto the forearms, so come into dolphin posture. And Dolphin, Ardha, Pincha, Mayurasana, putting your weight in your forearms, elbows are stacked under shoulders, head is off the mat, fingertips are pointing skyward, and most of your weight is in your upper body. Now, tiptoe on the balls of your feet back into half plank, Again, stacking the joints. And to activate some core strength, maybe hip bump side to side, controlled with your breath, rolling over the balls of your feet, keeping your core center engaged, and then tippy toe your hips back, stacking over your shoulders, over your elbows. And breathe, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, nothing crunching in, everything cool, calm, collected. Even if it's strain, you're gaining strength. You're building endurance. Again, one more round into half plank and hip bump starting on the left side this side. Again, at your pace, what your body asks for. Stop if you feel that you need to stop, or continue if you need to continue. That's the good thing about these videos. You can go at your own pace. Come back to Anahatasana, melting heart, and maybe this time get a little deeper by resting your chin on the mat. Keeping the hips over the knees, untucking the toes. And when you're ready, come back to shoulders over elbows. And let's go into Sphinx posture. And breathe, lifting the heart forward. Nice long regal neck. You can gaze in front or maybe up to the seam of the ceiling in the wall in front of you. Now lean into the left forearm, lift the right and thread it through and underneath the upper left arm, rolling your upper body to the back and coming into a nice supine twist. And breathe. Now to deepen the twist, you have an option to tuck the upper left leg's ankle up and under the right knee, maybe even tucking the toes on the back of the right calf. And stretch your arms into a T shape, allowing the back of your shoulder blades to rest on the mat. Keep your neck nice and long. Keep the chin slightly lifted so that you have a free flow of air. And with every inhalation, take notice of the ribs expanding, and exhalation fully empty. When you're ready, uncross and untuck the legs, roll back onto the left forearm and unthread the right arm. Go ahead and repeat now on the second side. So push into the hip bones, lift the chest forward, lengthen your neck, and root into both arms, gaze over the left shoulder, and look at that left knee, giving a little twist and a side stretch. Now on the other side, bend the right knee out and gaze past your right shoulder, looking at the right knee. Give a little side body stretch. Now let's thread the left arm. So use your right knee to allow your upper body to twist. Let your right knee drape over the left. And if you want to get a little deeper, if you did it on the first side, repeat on the second, tucking the left leg underneath, the right leg underneath the left knee, and even tucking the right toes on the back of the left calf. Extending the arms out into a T shape, keeping the shoulders melting into the mat beneath you, keeping the neck nice and long, resting the head, and breathing through the twist. Maintaining connection with the breath, go ahead and unhook the toes away from the back of the thigh and the calf. And unravel the legs and fold the right arm back over your chest, rolling yourself back onto your stomach and returning to our Sphinx pose, Salamba Bhujangasana, pushing actively through the forearms, taking a few rounds of breath here. And when you're ready, bring your legs to a 90-degree angle and reach back to the outer ankles, or if flexibility allows it today, roll your palms to the inner ankles, drawing your knees and ankles towards one another. Come into bow pose, Dhanurasana, lifting the heart forward, softening the shoulders, but giving a nice opening to the collarbones and the chest cavity. Feeling a nice stretch in the deltoids, the shoulders, keeping your arms nice and straight, and slowly release the forehead, release the ankles, and come to the left ear, and breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose, keeping the connection with the breath, keeping your Central nervous system nice and chilled out. This is to serve you, not to freak you out or stress you out. So if it feels good, stick with it. If you need to break, press the pause button. Let's do Dhanurasana one more time. Grab a hold of the inner ankles if you did last time, and lift using your feet, pushing them into your hands, and using your hands to lift your heart space up. Giving a nice back bend stretch, keeping the abdomen engaged. It's okay that your breath is shortening because you are laying on your stomach, your diaphragm. Your ribs are being smushed a little. Go ahead and come out of it again. This time, rest on the right ear. Arms can be out to your side, can be up over your head, whatever feels good. Pay attention to what your body's asking for. And acknowledge the sensation of the body lifting as you inhale and lowering as you exhale. Sip in the sweet air. And once you've had enough rest, go ahead and begin to push yourself back up, tuck your toes, and actively push up into a high plank and lift the hips into downward facing dog. Maybe walk the feet in, join the big toes, and then slowly roll into high plank, lower to chaturanga, inhale to upward facing dog, keeping knees and thighs hovering off the mat. Roll back into downward facing dog as you exhale. And then slowly roll to the tippy toes, gaze forward between the palms, and step or float to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift, exhale, folding forward. Option to get a deeper forward fold. You can tuck your palms to cup the backs of your heels. And inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw the torso to push into the tops of the thighs. Hugging the forearms into the sides of your calves. Just a couple breaths here. When you're ready, untuck the fingers and then bend the knees generously, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, coming into a standing posture. Root through the hands. Inhale, sweeping fingertips skyward. Exhale, hands at heart center. And prepare for chair pose, Utkatasana. So bend the knees generously. Inhale, scooping palms high, facing one another. Exhale, hands at heart center. And prepare for a revolved chair. Now this can be challenging just to stay here. If you want to push it a little bit farther, look down at your toes first. Then plant your hands to the right of your space, keeping your knees together and bent to the side. Hinging forward, maybe play with the balance, keeping your toes on the mat, or perhaps resting one leg on top of the other. Extend them to the left of your space and look to the left, keeping the right arm completely free of any weight. Your legs are resting on your left arm. If you fall out of it, that's okay. When you're ready, come out of it, return to revolved chair. Breathe, keeping the shoulders relaxed and away from your ears. And then revolve back into standing in high mountain. Reach the palms skyward. And we'll just do a couple side stretches. So root through both feet evenly and lean to the right. Half moon pose and Bikram practice. Inhale, reach skyward. Exhale, settle. And take another deep breath and lean to the left now, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. If your elbows want to bend when you push your palms together, then give some space between the palms and just spear the arms skyward. And really open up the side bodies, but keeping the weight evenly distributed in both feet. And now we'll repeat chair on the second side. Floating hands down, give a little wrist wiggle. Reach the fingertips high, sit back down into chair, pointing the tailbone down. Weight in the heels and balls of the feet, wiggle the toes, and exhale, revolve to the left of your space, hooking your right elbow on the outer left thigh. And breathe. If you stayed here on the first side, stay here on the second side. If you went a little deeper and tried side crow, then let's do it again, Parsvabhakasana. So release the palms and hinge to the left of your space so that your arms remain in a 90-degree angle. Resting your legs on only your right bent arm, keeping the left bent arm hugging into your side body, but not resting any weight on the left arm. And then play with the weight, maybe dance the toes off the mat, maybe even extend the legs to the far right in side crow. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, breathing through, and when you're ready, place both feet back down, maybe one at a time. Return to revolved chair, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, thanking yourself for that wonderful practice, either staying in revolved chair, which is a struggle in itself sometimes, or trying the side crow. Coming back out of chair, reaching fingertips skyward, keeping the arms elongated, settling the shoulders, and reach now to the left of your space, keeping both feet grounded, weight evenly distributed. That right foot wants to pop up, but don't let it. You're in control here. Stretch that right side body. Inhale, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, settle the breath. Do a body scan and reach now to the right. And that left side body is getting a nice stretch now. When I say do a body scan, really check with the feet. Make sure you're evenly distributing weight. You're not teetering back and forth. If you are, just focus on the balance. Point the tailbone downward, keeping a little bit of bend in the knees, protecting the joints. Inhale, reach the fingers high, and exhale, float the arms down. Roll the wrists. Any adjustments needed, rock on. And join me at the top of the mat. Big toes touching, slivers, space between the heels. Inhale, scoop the hands high. Exhale, hands at heart center. Root into the right foot and step the left toes back, almost like a warrior three. But then go ahead and set that back left foot down. Warrior one, reaching fingers high. Exhale, settle. And revolve now into warrior two, Virabhadrasana. So line up the back arch with the front heel. Inhale, scoop the right hand high. Exhale, lower the left fingertips to the outer left leg, or perhaps come into a bind, wrapping the left arm behind the back. When you're ready, return to warrior two and bend that front right arm. Come into extended side angle. So you have an option to reach the left fingertips skyward, or go a little deeper and reach the left hand to the front of your space, lowering the right hand. Stay here, or fold the right arm underneath the right thigh and grab a hold of that left wrist that's behind your back. Spiraling your heart to the sky. Gaze can be down to the left of your space or past that left shoulder. And breathe. Extended side angle. When you're ready, release the right hand, reach the left fingers high, and inhale, come back to warrior two. Revolve the right toes to the side. So come into five-pointed star, facing the left of your space, reaching through the fingertips, straightening the legs, drawing the tailbone to point downward, opening the heart, relaxing the shoulders, but everything is engaged, everything is aware. Taking up as much space as you can. Bend the knees, come into horse or goddess pose, keeping the arms bent at a 90-degree angle, keeping the tailbone pointing downward, making sure the knees are kept stacked over the ankles. When you inhale, reach high and fingertips touch. Exhale, draw elbows back down to 90 degrees. We'll do this 2 more times at your own breath's pace. And when you're ready, go ahead and straighten the legs and come back into five-pointed star, revolving now to the opposite side. So you'll do warrior two on the opposite side, bending the left leg, aligning the back right arch to the left heel, cartwheel hands down, framing the left foot, lift the left leg high into three-legged dog, and then either meet me at the top of the mat or try a chin stand if you're feeling frisky. And sometimes the first one doesn't quite work out the way that you think, so maybe next time don't think about what it's supposed to look like, just feel through it. Every try means you're building strength. Every try means no regrets. Jump to the top of your mat, inhale, half lift, exhale, fold forward, and then inhale, bend the knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time. standing at attention. Inhale, scoop the hands skyward. Exhale, hands at heart center, and we'll repeat that whole vinyasa again. So I'm going to step to the top so you see me better. Root into the left foot, reach the right toes back, like a warrior 3 posture, but step that right foot down, come into warrior 1. Spear the arms alongside the ears, keeping that front knee stacked over the front ankle, and the back toes up to the top right of your mat. On the next exhalation, spiral into warrior 2. So point those right toes to the right of your space. Back arch of the right foot aligned with the front heel. Inhale, drop the right fingertips to the right thigh and reach the left fingertips skyward. Peaceful warrior, or revolved warrior, or reverse warrior. Different names, same posture. Go ahead and bind that right arm if you did so on the first side, tucking the right fingertips on the top of the left thigh, and breathe. All the while spiraling your heart to the sky. Exhale, come back to warrior 2, bend that left arm, and come into extended side angle. So if you did the bind the first side, go ahead and try it on the second side. So lower the left fingertips, maybe the palm down to the mat in front of the left foot. And then release the right arm behind the back, tuck the left arm underneath the left thigh, and grab a hold of that right wrist with your left hand. Spiraling the heart skyward, gaze can be down at the mat, to the left of your space, or up past your right shoulder. And breathe, pushing in through the pinky toe edge of the right back foot, and spreading the toes out on the left front foot. When you're ready, release grip. Come back to warrior 2. Breathe, settle. And when you're ready, straighten that front knee. We'll do something a little different here. So point the toes just slightly inward towards one another. Grab a hold of the waist, lift through the crown, and then exhale, wide-legged forward fold, keeping your spine straight as long as possible. And then when you fold all the way, release your knuckles down to the mat. Inhale, half lift, give a little wrist stretch, and then really deepen the wide-legged forward fold. Maybe sway the head from side to side. Let gravity pull your head away from your neck. And if you'd like, stay here, or if you want to go into a supported headstand, go ahead and place your palms together. Shoulders are stacked over your elbows, and go ahead and lift up into supported headstand. And breathe. Be sure to keep the tailbone reaching to the sky. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Minimal weight is in my neck when I do this posture, but feel it out. Whatever serves you without injuring you is what counts. And I like to wiggle the ankles and toes, roll the ankles. And when you're ready, slower than you want to go, release the feet back to the mat where they came. Slowly and gently lift to a half lift. Maybe heel toe the feet in if needed. And then one more forward fold. Maybe pretend like you're a frog and suction cup your fingertips between your legs to the back mat behind you. And really pull yourself through, giving a nice lower spine stretch. Heel toe the feet together, a little bit narrower, and roll up one vertebrae at a time, reaching the hands skyward, come into 5-pointed star. And this time you may feel a little bit taller, you may feel a little shinier, and just breathe it all in. Revolve now to warrior 2, pointing to the back of your space, right knee stacked over the front right ankle, back left leg is nice and straight. And we'll try chin stand if we did it on the first side. So cartwheel the hands down, step into 3-legged dog, Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, and then slowly and steadily hinge forward. Arms are at a 90-degree angle, hugging the sides bodies, but you're not sinking into your arms. You're using your arms as a support. Minimal weight is in your chin, and play with it. When you're ready, slowly and controlled, lower into an upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, hinge the hips back into downward facing dog. And then slowly tippy toe, lifting the feet up with the hips. Walking, coming into forward fold, half lift, exhale, bend the knees generously, and then slowly sit back into a seated posture. When you're ready, come into Navasana, boat pose. So slight tilt of the pelvis so that you're not hurting your tailbone. Palms facing skyward, extending the arms straight and fingertips reaching forward. And bend the knees, shins pointing skyward, and straighten the legs so that your feet are up about level with your face or maybe a little higher. And just inhale and exhale, crunching into full and half boat. And keeping the core engaged, keeping the chest open to the front, trying to keep the spine nice and straight, reaching through the crown of your head, but keeping the shoulders soft. And try to balance through all of this. That's the exciting part of boat pose, Navasana. And really, really try that last one, slowly lowering both the back and the legs at the same time. Try to keep the legs up, hovering as long as you can, and go ahead and lay into a flat pose. Settling the breath, reconnecting, drawing in the legs and hugging in. And go ahead and maybe rock side to side, giving a little back rub to your spine. And we'll come into happy baby. So flex the feet, grab a hold of the sides of the feet or the insides of the feet, whatever your body allows you to come into a comfortable happy baby. Ananda Balasana. And maybe sway side to side. Giving, again, a nice back massage, using the ground to rub the spine. Does that even make sense? Be sure to keep the lowest part of the back on the mat. And inhale, straighten the legs, and slowly draw the feet above your head and lifting your hips skyward. Helps sometimes to put my shirt between my hands and my lowest part of my back so that my skin doesn't slide on each other. So take hold of either the back of your shirt or the back of your yoga pants or your shorts or whatever you're wearing. And really push into the back space and really lift through the toes, keeping your chin slightly lifted so that you protect your air passage. And stay here if this is enough of a challenge. If you'd like, you can even bend your legs so that your legs are at a 90-degree angle. Or if you want, you can even come all the way into plow pose or halasana. And interlace fingers, reaching in one direction behind you, and toes are pointing with knees settled next to your ears. And breathe. Shortness of breath is experienced in this posture. So really create some length in the neck and keep your chin lifted. Release the interlace of the fingers, place the palms actively down on the mat, and slowly lift one leg at a time, reaching the toes skyward. Come back to shoulder stand, Salamba Sarvangasana. And then slowly start to roll one vertebrae at a time, dragging your legs in front of your face and your torso. And then slowly, keeping engagement in the core, lower the legs down, allow the heels to hover just slightly, and release. Reaching the legs to the sides, let the feet fall out, extending the arms to the side, palms facing skyward, coming into Savasana, corpse pose. Do a full body scan. Really take notice of your heels as they melt into the mat. Your calves are pressing into the mat. Your legs are falling to the sides. I like to grab a hold of my heart and my stomach to feel my heartbeat and my breath. But you can leave your hands to the side if you'd like, the traditional Savasana. And really push firmly your shoulder blades into the back of you. So push the shoulder blades down and then into the mat beneath, and then relax. Intentionally relax. Maybe ungrip the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Invite softness to flow over the face. Take in the sensations of your eyes softening and falling back into the sockets. And really just relax everything. Allow your breath to soften and slow naturally. And gift yourself this beautiful finishing touch of your practice today. Take the time to bring awareness to everything that you accomplished for yourself that brought you to this place here and now. You're stronger, you're wiser, you're kinder to yourself, and possibly kinder to others. Just embrace this moment of still and show yourself gratitude. And I will leave you here with this last wish. Have a beautiful rest of your day, night, midday, midnight, whatever it is. Enjoy it, embrace it. Love yourself, love others always. And namaste.